Hey guys, Scrap Fabulous here, Jessica. I wanted to share some layouts that I've done this year starting in January with the help of a lot of challenges from Facebook groups such as the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, my little scrapbook store, Scrap Timber, Scrap Squad. There's probably a few more that I'm forgetting. And I also watch a lot of YouTube video. Christy's Beautiful Life. I watch a lot of She's Crafty, Shannon Allure, Kelsey Webster. Yeah, there's a lot more that I'm sure I'm forgetting because, you know, when I get on to do videos, I always go blank. But anyway, let's just get into it so that this isn't too terribly long. I'm not going to do all of the layouts that I've done this year so far. That'll probably be in another video. I'm going to try to do about 60 of the layouts that I've done this year in this video. So let's get started. So here's one. Sorry, the first 10 are already in albums, and if you're anything like me, like once I get them in there, I hate taking them out because it's already a struggle to get them all in. So bear with me, please. So here's the first one. I believe this was some sort of, oh, I know that I took it from a sketch, and at first it was a little overwhelming, and then it just came together really quickly. And I used some of my spritz stuff that I've had for forever and never used before, and was pleasantly surprised. Another thing I'm doing this year is I am on a spending freeze-ish. Like, let me do the hand quotes because I've bought a couple things, but not like I really want to. So anyway, so here's another. This one. And then there's another one. I'm sorry, for the other layouts that aren't in the albums already, I'll be able to tell you, hopefully, like, where the challenge was or whatever. And here's another one. Again, also sorry for the glare. But yeah, these were really a lot of fun. I love these colors together, the red and the blue. And we live in Maryland, and so I'd always wanted to go to this outdoor ice skating rink in DC, and my family and some friends were sweet enough to go with me this day. This was not in 2019, this was 2018, and it was freezing. Like, I think I had 3 or 4 layers on, and they all bared it with me and went. And it's part of this like art sculpture garden, so I took a few pictures of those as well. There's my daughter and her boyfriend. Sorry for that glare. I know that's awful. Yeah, they weren't big fans of the ice skating. But I think we all had fun. And then here's a place that I'd always wanted to eat in DC, Allie's Trolley. Wonderful French fries, and it was a nice warm place after freezing our tookuses. And of course you gotta go to Starbucks to get some hot coffee. So yeah. Alright, yeah, that was layout number 6 in January. So these aren't going to be in order either, because again, I've got them all kind of out of order, which, you know, it's the way it goes for me. But anyway, this is actually the last layout I did, which was just this week. This was a lot of fun. I had been wanting to do this for a long time, and this donut like box, I saw it on somebody else's layout. Of course, I can't remember who. Move this light. I can't remember who did it first. I wish I could give them credit because it was such an adorable idea. But yeah, so here's this layout. Used some really old stash of mine. I think I actually have, yeah, I have like the 12 by 12, and then I have a smaller pack of it, and oh, it's DCWV. It's very old, but I love it. There's that. So here is some new collection that I had gotten. Well, this is close to my heart paper. And this is Auburn Lane, Pink Paisley. And then this is Heidi Swap Honey and Spice that my husband so nicely got for me for Christmas. This was of a cute eclectic place in Las Vegas. Yeah, let me see. Okay. This is not coming out the way I wanted it to, but anyway, I think you get the gist of it. Let me move this stuff. I'm very sorry, folks. I thought I had this set up perfectly. Okay. There we go. All right. And then I generally scrapbook 2 pages at a time. So a lot of these challenges have actually gotten me out of doing that. But some of these I've still been able to put them as 2 pages. So, yeah. Uh-oh. We're stuck. Wonder where that was supposed to go. Alrighty. Alright. So here's the second page. I was able to use some really old metal embellishments. I love metal, wood. Alright. And here is some more honey and spice. When we went to Vegas, we were able to go to this Red Rock Canyon, and I fell in love. I would love to move somewhere where these canyons are, because they were almost, I don't know how you want to say it, like my spirit just could feel it. All right, so moving on. When we traveled to Vegas, it was for a football game for a local high school, DeMatha, who my husband coaches for. And this was what it was like, like on the plane. The young athletes are huge, and people were having to sort of move out of their way for them to get on. It was very interesting traveling with high school boys who are huge. So anyway, so I know I got this idea from a sketch that I saw. Of course, I didn't write that one down. So here's more Vegas. And this was a challenge from my little scrapbook store. It was using 3 photos, 3 pattern papers, and 3 embellishments. Here's another layout. Let's see. Again, using some wood. I love that. It's a beautiful canyon. Let's see. I believe this was for, it was for some sort of challenge for where you dragged your ink pads. And at first I was a little bit like, oh, I'm gonna mess this up. Nope, I love it. Ha! And I used some ink. Here's another layout using that honey and spice. Very good book if you're interested. And this was also a challenge from my little scrapbook store. I believe this was, yes, this was number 13 of the My Little Scrapbook Store. I believe this was a sketch, I want to say by Heather's Crafty Life, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that was me and the hubby on the bus going through the Vegas Strip. It was my first time ever being to Vegas, and we didn't actually really get to experience Vegas because we were more like there for football, but at least I got to see some of it. And this was the original strip that I thought was really kind of cool, which is where that eclectic restaurant was. This was another sketch that I'd seen and thought it was really fun. Let's see. Okay, here's us on the plane, some more honey and spice. This is another My Little Scrapbook Store challenge. challenge. It was a tic-tac-toe. I don't remember the elements that I picked, but there it is. Ooh, this one, the picture fell off of the artist. But this paper is one that I found on Amazon. It's very thin, but it's very artsy. So I've been using it for my youngest son and I went to some art museums over the summer in DC, which I had never been to. Lived here all my life, and there's quite a few that I have not seen. But this big man was quite interesting. But I used a stencil that I had never used before, and I just used regular acrylic paint. I believe this was for, yes, it was in my little scrapbook store challenge as well. Yeah. And then here's one. It's near and dear to my heart. I use this a lot. It's a big metal piece that I painted. And these are some Melissa Francis pieces. Yeah, I used a lot on this. And this paper is the Auburn Lane. This is a Recollections pad that's actually whiskey barrel, but I love that tweed look. And this paper, oh, I believe that's photoplay. I love that paper. But yeah, and I think these are Prima flowers and then just some mixed in. But yeah, that was our latest family photo. This is, so, is it last year? No, 2018, at the end of the 2018, wait, this would be the beginning of 2019, January. My youngest daughter turned 18, and my son was getting ready to go to boot camp for Army. So my daughter threw them a party in our house for him going away and for her turning 18. So here's this layout of my youngest son. I used a lot of Maggie Holmes, which was really exciting for me, and some crepe paper. Yeah, and I know this was a sketch, and again, I cannot remember where I got it from. Here's another sketch, and this is my son, who again, you know, is getting ready to go to college. I mean, the Army, and this was his girlfriend at the time. They are now married. Yeah, so again, more Maggie Holmes, and yeah, that Maggie Holmes paper is fun to play with. Here's more of that party, and this is my youngest son and my oldest son talking, which doesn't really happen very often, so it was very sweet to see them talking. That's one of my BFFs. And this is my sweet wren. Yeah, so this is more Maggie Holmes paper, and this was a 6x6 that I kept just kind of piecing together. Love doing that. This was my little scrapbook store challenge number 8, which was a sketch. And more of that party and that 6x6, which I was able to piece together and then use some miscellaneous embellishments from different collections, which was fabulous. The little bow I got from AliExpress. They're so cute. Yeah. Excuse me, sorry. And it wasn't my little scrapbook store challenge. I'm not sure which number though. So here's another layout from the same party. This is my husband's cousin, who they all consider to be like a brother. And this was another challenge that I had to use joy on. And immediately I thought of the song Joy, Joy, Joy down in my heart. And that's what this picture brings to me, seeing them all together. And again, it's another 6x6 paper pad that I was piecing together. And it was my little scrapbook store challenge number 5. It was a flower recipe. So I'm sure there was different elements that you had to have. I'm not really sure which ones. So another picture from a page from that party. Again, using the 6x6 and some miscellaneous pieces that I have from years and years and years, right? All right, so this is a very, very old, these are very, very old pictures, like really old. Like this kid is the one that you just saw in going into the army. So these are probably at least 15 years old. Anyway, that's my husband brought home fish. This page, I don't know if you guys do this, but I often do pages and then later when I'm looking at them, I'm thinking there's something missing, but I don't know what. This is one of those pages for me, but I'm afraid to add anything because I don't know if it's gonna, yeah, put too much on it. So if you have any suggestions, that would be great. Okay, so this was another challenge, I don't know which one, and a sketch. Oh, I think it was a sketch that I saw and I liked a lot. This was the football game that we went to Vegas to go see. Unfortunately, we lost, but this was one of my scrapbooking friends who actually ends up being the mother of the head coach at DeMatha. No longer. Now he coaches at University of Maryland. But it was always nice being able to go to games and spend some time with her. Okay, here's a really old picture. This is when I was in high school, and this is my mother. But this was a lot of fun to do, and this paper I've been waiting to use. It's Hobby Lobby paper. Oh, I love this. I love this layout and seeing my mama like that. Anyway, and this was a My Little Scrapbook Store challenge, and it was someone that you can hug, that you wish that you could hug, and of course it's my mom. I can't see her right now because of coronavirus. Okay, here's another one. My youngest son. This was, I think you could only use like blues or something like that. It was a My Little Scrapbook Store challenge. And yeah. And here's another one. Okay, so when I take pictures, him and my youngest daughter are always, "Mom, turn off the flash." I just like how pictures look with the flash on it. So there's that. Okay, and then this is some new paper too that my husband just got me for Christmas. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. What's this? Oh, yeah. One Canoe 2, Saturday afternoon. Love it. So here's, we usually go every spring break, except for this past year, now this year, to the Outer Banks, and we finally went to one of the aquariums there. And so that was what this one was about. And this one, again, these are some more layouts that I feel like are missing something, but I can't figure out what. So I don't know if you guys do this, but I often will add to layouts later when something just kind of comes to me. Okay, so this is when my oldest son graduated high school. Those were really simple. There's his graduation picture. I love this printed paper. It makes everything very easy, and I like it because it's very masculine. Okay, and yeah. Oh, sugar. This paper, oh, I wish I could remember who it is, but I've been waiting to use it for a long time and finally was able to. Got to use up a bunch of chipboard. Oh, sugar. I wish I could remember that. But anyway, there it is. And then when I see this, the face my husband is giving, like, why? Why dudes can't just take a picture? But anyway, some old chipboard. Here's more from that aquarium. It's one of our nieces. Yeah, I love that paper. I'm just having a hard time embellishing. Although I tend to over embellish, so. There's more. These are kind of simple. Here's more, and I combined Maggie Holmes with that One Canoe 2 paper. I thought it went very well together. Yeah. And here's another one. This old frog was so cute to take pictures next to. Yeah. And, oh, yeah. So this is the only place that my husband will go get a pedicure, and I'm not supposed to actually put it on social media, but who really watches these? None of our friends watch them, just the scrapbooking community, so I think it's okay. Shh, don't tell them. So here's more like Maggie Holmes and crepe paper. Yeah, I love when he does stuff with me and really chills out. My plan is to sew part of this, but I don't know. I'm hoping that gets done. It was a layout that I saw that I was like absolutely in love with, and then when I went to do it and I cut the pieces out, I was having a hard time putting them together. So it was quite challenging. So here's another one. Me and my youngest son. I was taking a selfie, and I guess he was taking a picture of me taking a selfie. Getting ready to go out shopping when we were in the Outer Banks, because that's what we do. Here was more Maggie Holmes. I love this picture. It was the back view from the back of the house at the Outer Banks, and my sister-in-law and my kids got up and went out with her really early one morning to go take pictures out on the beach. She's a photographer, fabulous photographer, Carolyn Photography, if you want to go check it out. And anyway, so we got up so that we could walk out there to go kind of see them and stuff, and that was the view that I got, and oh, so beautiful. More from the aquarium. I love this picture of us together. Yeah. So. And then here was the front of the house. This is the last house we've stayed in. So now it'll be 2 years since we've been. We've gone every year for a very long time, so this has been kind of a bummer. But this was a challenge to use a big letter on one of the Facebook groups. Yes. Here was a few of the pictures that my sister-in-law took that just turned out fabulous. I love her photography. And, you know, Maggie Holmes, Chasing Dreams. Again, I feel like this could use something else. No idea what. Okay, so this is another of the Hobby Lobby paper, so it's very thin. But that's okay, because I'll probably back it with some regular cardstock. So this was a lot of fun, because this was a sketch, and it was all these like different blocks and stuff, and I loved that. So this is a very old picture of one of the first crops that I went to with my bestie and one of her friends. And there was a photographer there that would take pictures of you guys together, and so special. More of the aquarium with Maggie Holmes. My daughter and my niece inside the hurricane simulator. And this one, oh, I was so excited about this one because I actually stitched on a page. Yes, people, I have gotten my sewing machine out and I've stitched on pages. Not very many, but that's okay. And I have made some masks. Very exciting. One of my besties, who was actually in that last page, she sews beautifully and has made so many quilts and so many pieces of clothing, and I'm gonna get there one day. At least that's what she keeps saying. Okay, so here's more of the 6x6 page paper that I keep talking about that I have, you know, cut up to put together because I see other ladies on YouTube do that, and I love it. It is helping me use up my stash. Yeah. And then some thickers that I love. Yeah. And I'm sure this was a sketch. Oh, it was in my little scrapbook store challenge. And here's more from that party. Again, this was a challenge for my little scrapbook store. And yeah, this was a challenge for my little scrapbook store, and it was to use mixed media, which I had never done before, and I finally did it, and I love it. It was very smelly though. This was from Stampin' Up! Embossing liquid, or whatever you call it. But it was very easy to do, and I don't have the proper tools. I used a plastic knife. It was fabulous. But anyway, this is called the Evidence Room. This is another of the art museums that my son and I went to. Very sad because this is dealing with the Holocaust, but yeah. And here's my last two, and then I'll do another video for the others. But again, these are 6x6 papers that were split up. It's a surprise baby shower we threw for this young lady at work. And this, and again, another layout where I feel like I could use something, but for some reason with certain layouts I just seem to draw a blank. Oh, I could add some more lettering. Yeah, that might work. Okay. Anyway, that was 63 layouts, and my next video will have more. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please, if you want to leave any comments, any like recommendations on videoing. I'm trying to get this up and going. So anyway, I hope that everyone is staying safe and finding time to find their happy. Toodles.